I'm Sergio Espinosa, your realtor here in the Oak Cliff area, and I am here at this beautiful house at 1122 Montclair Avenue, and I'm here with my buddy Fletcher Osborne with Goosehead Insurance. So Fletcher, tell me a little bit about, a couple of things about insurance and why it's so important for a homeowner.
I mean, it's very important, right? I mean, your home is probably the biggest asset that you'll ever buy, the most expensive asset that you'll ever buy. So protecting that is absolutely very important. I'm sure everyone knows that.
Yeah.
I don't really have to express the importance of insurance that much. I think a lot of people really understand that. But there are some things within the insurance policies that just aren't very common knowledge that not everyone is aware of. One of them being deductibles. A lot of people don't understand how their deductibles work, as opposed to, because with auto, you pay that deductible up front, and that's it.
Right.
They pay the rest and they take care of it. When it comes to home insurance, that deductible is just actually deducted from the payout. So if you have a roof damage, if you have a roof claim, it's going to cost $40,000. Your deductible is $5,000. You're just going to get a check for $3,500 or $35,000.
Okay. Okay.
So that's a big difference between the auto and home. Because a lot of people are a little more familiar with auto insurance.
Sure.
More people have auto insurance than just home.
Now the thing about deductibles, I think there's two separate deductibles, right?
Correct.
With a homeowner's policy. So tell me a little bit about that. Why is there two separate deductibles?
That's a really good question, Sergio. And there's one for wind and hail, and then there's one for anything else, pretty much. Sometimes some carriers will have a water damage deductible for anything that happens within the home.
Okay.
So like pipes bursting, pipes leaking, under the sink leaking, toilets backing up, stuff like that.
Right.
And then the wind and hail deductible would obviously be for anything outside of the house that is caused by wind or hail.
Okay. All right. Now another thing is water coverages. What are water coverages? What is that?
So there's a ton of different water coverages. Okay. And they break them up to I think that they do it to try to confuse people. That's why it's so important to have a good insurance agent on your side to walk you through all that.
Sure.
Make sure you understand all of that.
Okay.
So there's going to be, your seepage and leakage, which is going to be just the pipes under the sink. It's kind of leaking, building up water, puddle under there, ruining the wood, stuff like that. They call it, can be unnoticed.
Right.
It can happen up in your guest room that you never go into.
Yep.
My parents personally, they have an upstairs that they probably haven't been into for 15 years.
Sure.
Right. So that upstairs could be leaking, flooded 2 feet, and they probably wouldn't even know.
Yeah.
So that's why I think that one is very important.
Okay.
Because it's really just something that you're not going to notice. I mean, how often are people checking under their guest, their guest sink?
No, definitely. Yeah.
And then there's water backup,
which
can be adjusted, from anywhere from $5,000 all the way up to, the entire cost of the house. There are insurance agents out there that will put it at $5,000 and send you on your way.
Right.
And that's just, to be honest with you, not always enough. They're like, oh, you're covered for water backup. You're all good.
Yeah.
But your deductible is $5,000.
Right.
So are you?
Yeah.
So
exactly. Okay.
That always comes into play as well.
Okay. So now let's transition a little bit to flooded. If a house floods,
great transition.
What does that mean? When a house floods?
So flooding, in terms of insurance, means water from outside the house.
Okay.
So that means rain, hurricanes, stuff like that, tsunamis. We don't deal with a lot of those on the continental U.S. But,
sure.
Like down Hawaii, I'm sure it's a bigger issue. Japan, but that's anything that comes out of the house, and that's actually a separate policy.
It is a separate policy?
Yeah.
You mean it's not actually covered within your homeowner?
You can read through this entire insurance quote, and there will be nothing in there about flood except saying you ain't covered. You aren't covered for it.
I can't tell you the number of times people think, I've got, the house is flooded, it's we might be in a low part of Dallas or something. It's coming in, water's coming in, so you're saying that's not covered.
It's not covered.
Holy cow.
Not by your insurance.
Wow.
Unless you get a flood policy. There are flood policies that you can get.
Okay.
Depending on the area you're in, the price is going to vary heavily.
Okay.
Somewhere like Dallas, where you're a little bit elevated above sea level, going to be pretty cheap.
Okay.
Probably between $200 and $400 for the year.
For the year. Okay, good.
Okay.
I thought you were saying monthly, but okay, good.
Nope.
Good. Okay.
A year.
All right.
Down in Houston, it's going to be a bit of a different story. It's going to be pretty pricey down in Houston, down by the coast, like Galveston and whatnot. It's going to be pretty pricey down there.
Wow. Okay. So, and you can write insurance pretty much here in Dallas, or can you write insurance? Where can you write insurance at?
For flood or for?
Well, just in general.
I can write it all in Texas. All in Texas and all in Arkansas.
Okay.
Yep. All states. You just get a license for each state, and you're good to go.
All right, great, good deal. So tell me also, when it comes to combining your insurance, okay, you know how you bundle coverages, if you will, is that good for people or not? I mean, what's the difference? I mean,
bundling is always something that you're going to want to do.
Okay.
The bundle discount is going to be the biggest discount you can get. It's always reflected in your home insurance. It's not going to make your auto insurance any cheaper necessarily.
Okay.
But generally, it will drop your home insurance by about 10 to 15%.
Really?
Correct.
That much?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And the really cool thing about working with a broker like myself is I can put you with 2 different companies. And some of those companies, we've built such good relationships with them. We sold so many of their policies. They love us so much. They'll actually let us bundle that across companies. So that home insurance provider will give them a discount, even if they're with a different company for auto.
Oh, wow. So you're saying, like, I mean, a house, you can write it with Safeco, for example, right, as a company. But your auto might be with Progressive?
Correct.
And you can actually have them combined and you get the discount on them?
Absolutely.
Wow, I didn't know you could do that. I thought it had to be the same carrier. That's pretty cool.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, it's one of the very many benefits of working with a broker.
Okay, all right. And then tell me about a little bit about your office hours. Like when are you guys available? Like, how do you meet people and so forth?
Our phones are, in our pocket at all time. Okay. I'm pretty much available at any point in time.
Okay.
I'm not going to be able to get you a quote at any point in time. Sometimes I'm going to be living my life, but generally, probably between 8 o'clock and 8 o'clock, I'm probably going to answer your call. Okay, cool. So basically, if somebody needs a quote or something, I can send them your way. I mean, you want to give them your phone number? You want to give them your email address? Yeah, so the best way that I like to do it is just get on a phone call first.
Okay.
It takes about 10 or 15 minutes to gather all the information that I need about your home, about your cars, about you. You need a little bit of information about you, your date of birth, your name, obviously.
Right.
So we know who's getting this quote.
Yeah.
And then from there, we'll hop off the phone.
Okay.
I'll go to work, quote with about 40 to 50 different companies.
40 or 50 companies? Wow. Okay. Right.
And then after that, we'll hop back on the phone. I will walk you through every single coverage, make sure that you know exactly what you're covered for, and more importantly, exactly what you are not covered for.
Right.
Like floods.
Okay.
Unless we got you hooked up with a flood policy.
Okay.
And then we obviously get that sent over to the lender for you.
Right.
And take care of all of that. Okay.
Now I've got another question. Sometimes people ask, does your credit matter when you apply for insurance? I mean, if you've got credit issues, okay, let's say somebody maybe didn't pay their rent, or maybe defaulted on a car loan or something, and now they're looking to insure their house, or they're looking to insure their car. Does that impact your premium? Does that impact your rates?
It can. It absolutely can.
Really? Why would it do that?
Because they want to get paid just as much.
Okay.
Yeah, just as much as your apartment complex wants to get paid to those insurance companies.
Okay.
They want to make sure that you're going to pay on time. There's also what they call an insurance score.
Okay.
So that is kind of a history of your claims, as well as how much you've paid, how much insurance you have had, have you ever had lapses, stuff like that, and that can also affect it. And also, some carriers don't care at all about your credit.
Right.
Some carriers really, really care.
Okay.
So there's always a difference between carriers on what they're going to care about and what they're not.
So it's almost like there's a link between how you pay for your bills and how you live life and how you your insurance, right?
Absolutely.
There's all sort of a correlation.
Oh yeah, right? It all goes round and round.
Oh, okay. I don't know if people realize that. That's really good. Well, great, man. I really appreciate you walking us through a little bit about insurance. Hopefully people understand a little bit more. And I really appreciate you being with me.
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much, Sergio.
Cool.
Yeah,
thanks.